X has merged with XAI, or it is in the process. It is a done deal. What does it mean? Is this a big deal? Is this no deal at all? Should investors be worried? And who even knows what the benefits could possibly be? I don't. That's why I brought on Randy Kirk, who I know for a fact has been studying the heck out of this for the last few days since it has happened. This is my final day in Chattanooga before I head back. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm already back by the time you guys are watching this, but let's get into it. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So, Randy, here I am in Chattanooga. Did
you see the choo-choo?
I didn't. I heard they were going to have a whole convention, but I didn't get to see ChoochCon this year. I'm sure it's wonderful. But yeah, it's a lovely town. And if you like traffic, forget about it. As far as I can tell, I'm still in it. But it is very congested here. I don't know why.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Must be all the pollen, which is also very strong right now. But we'll worry about that separately. Hey, did you hear about this story? Apparently, there's a gentleman named Elon Musk who owns sells X to XAI. What does the merger mean? Give us the details and I mean, kick it off. You know some things.
Well, okay. So it was a little bit surprising to me 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago when this was it 2 years ago? No, it was a year ago, right? Yeah, it was only a year ago when XAI was started. I think it was just a year ago, March, is when they started XAI. It was a little surprising as to, it might have been two. I'm a little confused about that in my head right now. But anyway, when they started it and they said they were going to open this separate business, and I thought, well, why is this a separate business from X? And also, why is it a separate business from Tesla? And there was a lot of conversation about that. And Elon made it very, very clear that the reason for the separation, the reason it was going to be a new business, was because they needed it to have that startup, all the startup benefits for the really top talent, the engineering, scientific talent that they needed to attract. He had specific people in mind that he wanted to get into XAI, and the way to get them to join was to be in on the ground floor with stock options and our stock, to entice them to come into the deal. So that was the reason for making it separate. All right, so fast forward to last week, and all of a sudden we have a merger. So that was one of the first thoughts I had was, okay, what changed? It's still a fairly small company, but not really at 80 billion in valuation, same talent. So anyway, in talking with folks and thinking it through, maybe exactly what you might think would happen is now worth 80 billion. Those few engineers, scientists, et cetera, computer scientists that he needed to have on board are now quite wealthy, just in that short period of time. And so that particular reason went away. Now, okay, so that went away. That leaves open this big question, then why do it at all? Well, why do it at all is because the amount of transactions going between the two companies is massive amounts of, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of the transactions going both ways, which creates a horrendous amount of bookkeeping. And even trying to figure out what is it worth for you to have Grok doing this and this and this? What's it worth for us to pull in the data, the content from X? What's that worth? How do you charge for that? So how do you charge for it? How do you manage it? I think it was unwieldy and just going to get lots worse.
The way I see it is you had a brain without a body and a body without a brain, and this kind of brings them together. I think this adds value to both companies. Well, AI is a brain that doesn't have a market, that doesn't have, it needs its customers, it needs its ability to interact with the real world. And X has, needs a lot of the things that XAI can bring. So it's a logical marriage. But let's talk about the investors. Oh, Randy, the investors must be upset. You know how many people are invested in these two companies? What, 50?
I don't know. I don't know the actual number.
It's a very small number. It's a very small number because that's the nature of a privately held company. So you don't get blindsided. I assume the big investors get a phone call, a heads up, a little bit of say in the matter. What have you heard on that?
Yeah, so I did hear on that. I think I even brought it up on my program with Larry, who is an investor in both. I think we brought it up on the channel last Friday, and Larry said, yeah, he had a heads up ahead of time. He knew it was happening. So
That's great. And couldn't talk about it.
And couldn't talk about it. And so, but you're basically looking at probably a lot of the same people on both. You got the Teals, you got Ron Barron, you got the Larry Goldbergs. It's probably really a similar group on both sides on both sides of this deal. So a lot of them would be whatever. I mean, that's Larry's opinion was whatever. It's fine. Yeah.
It was already kind of happening either way. As far as I can see it, this is an accounting issue, and it gives, I believe, tremendous strength to both companies, tremendous diversity and survivability in terms of financial uncertainty. X has a lot of room to grow in ways that MySpace doesn't. MySpace doesn't aspire to be an everything app. It doesn't aspire to be the WeChat of the West. So I think there's a lot there that you could do. What kind of things could XAI do for X?
I mean, in the future that they're not already doing now?
Yes.
Well, okay. So with with X, you're looking at it being the everything app, and you're looking at Grok as being kind of the chat GPT, if you will, of the system. And from everything that I talked to, like for instance, Brian Wong and others who know that part of the business, it's like the amount of compute that's going to be required for Grok is going to be just for Grok, just the inference compute to run Grok is going to be massive. It just you might have heard last week that ChatGPT even put out a press release saying that they're out of capacity. Don't be surprised if there's problems. You might have heard Elon Musk say yesterday, the day before, that they're burning their GPUs are burning up. They don't know how to handle the capacity. So this massive Memphis facility that they put in will be able to hopefully manage that capacity as it grows and grows and grows. And again, they're so far ahead of everybody else in terms of the size of the facility, in terms of the number of GPUs, in terms of the way that they're able to put them together. Nobody else is in their ball game. They're on another, I hate to use the term, planet compared to anybody else in that regard. So this is going to be a big benefit to the XAI of the X platform. That's what they need, a lot of compute.
Could XAI help with things like preventing spam and scams and fraud on X?
I would guess so. So now you're talking about, you've got basically, though, you have two teams now. So maybe those teams merge. So there will be teams.
I don't know if there is a team working on the fidelity and integrity of the experience, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think let's say that I'm 100% sure that there is. Now, you may or may not agree with the result, but the point is they have to have somebody there that's looking out for, like, for instance, they just mentioned yesterday that they know that there's a ton of people now doing spammy kinds of questions. Somebody in India, a group in India that they've identified where they do 1,000 posts a day in order to generate income for themselves. They got like 100 of these people that are posting back and forth and reposting each other and whatnot. And so they're going to try to take that network down. So yeah, they've got computer scientists, I think, in both companies that are working to solve those kinds of issues of trafficking or sexploitation or all those kind of things. They've got people, working on that kind of stuff. Well, but there's also that's on the what you might call the safety side, the safety and security side, but you've also got the development side of what are the new products that are coming out, the new ways that they're going to compete with these other LLMs, et cetera, for, like doing the illustrations. I've been really playing with the illustrations for the last few days. And, Grok does a great job on the illustrations, but don't think you're going to get it right the first time. You're going to have to prompt and prompt and prompt, and then edit and edit and edit, and then maybe you'll finally get exactly what you want or something close. Now, it's way better than I can do without Grok, but it still needs a lot of work. So you have these, right now, I'm assuming you have two sets of computer scientists working on those kinds of new ideas. And maybe that means now they're merged in the same, or maybe it changes the way that the organizational structure is with regard to the new product development.
So I would say that my concern is if someone impersonates my account and it is reported by 30 people, and it is reported by 30 people every month, month after month for 6 months, while it's contacting people in their DMs trying to get them to buy crypto, that is evidence to me that there is no fidelity department, because that would be something a blind monkey could find and manage. But at the very least, I would think Grok would be in a good position to handle that. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah. It's the same. It's the same thing we get on YouTube, though, right? We get the same identical thing with all those spammers on the comments on YouTube who are doing the same kind of crud. So it's a big, hard problem, because you've got some
it's
really
an arms race,
smart people out there,
and some people have really long arms.
Yes.
Worth noting, Elon had about 90% exposure in X. That's now only 65% exposure. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Worth noting, people said, you're the CEO of too many companies. Hey, on paper, he's now the CEO of one fewer. I mean, you and I know that that's sure, fine, great, that works. But this is also, I think, beneficial for the investors in X, because now they've got something much bigger than what they bargained for, more valuable than what they bargained for, even if they have a smaller piece of it. And I think it is, of course, valuable for XAI. I was saying all along when Elon said, of course, everyone, why? I'm in Tesla. We should get this AI. And the first part to that is a lot of investors didn't want Tesla to get into AI. They would have complained. And like Elon said, you need that startup valuation to attract the top talent. That's why Ford and GM have been trying to hire AI talent. They struggle. The only reason Google and a lot of the older companies are able to attract them at all is because they do still have upside, and those names on your resume open every door in the future. So I think all of that is helpful. What are these companies actually worth? Don't know, don't care. It's none of my business. If you guys are happy, I mean, is there a reason I would care what the valuation is? It's too high, Randy. It's all fake. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not for sale. You can't buy it. So
it's what people are worth, what people are willing to pay. That's what it's worth.
It just doesn't matter. And worth noting that the debt secured to securitize X was debt in the company itself, not in Tesla shares. There were people saying, oh, Elon's going to have to dump shares to pay his X debt. Yeah, it wasn't structured that way. So at least from all appearances that I can find. Randy, am I missing anything?
Yes, you're missing one last thing, and that is, will Tesla ever get a chance to buy in? And that's what everybody on X is considering. Well, not everybody, but many people on X,
a number of people
who own Tesla shares, are wondering, will we get that opportunity? Will Tesla use, say, 10 billion of its 35 or 37 billion that it has sitting in the bank? Will it maybe take 10 billion and buy 10%? I mean, that's roughly what it would be right now, be roughly 10% of the new combined company. And I'm 100% for it. I hope they do. I'm not sure everybody's 100% for it, but maybe that'll be something that gets brought up at the shareholders meeting coming up in either May or June, according to Tesla Boomer Mama. It should be in either May or June. So we'll see when that gets announced and whether that is included on the docket.
All sounds good to me. Guys, in the comments, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? Leave it. Comments are, unfortunately, for the time being. Hey, if the stock isn't going to the moon, comments must be mandatory. I apologize. I don't make the rules. I guess, make the rules. So everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. Head over to Randy Kirk's channel, see what he's up to. Probably trouble. Probably up to no good. You got to rein him in, you guys. It's our job to keep him sane. And everybody else, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots when I get back from Chattanooga, which I, already have, but yeah, for the sake of the video.